Good morning, gorgeous. How are you doing today? I hope you're enjoying your day so far. Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Michelle Dabb, and I'm so happy that you're here. Today, we are talking about the art of relaxing as a feminine woman. This is one of the cornerstones of really being in your feminine, is knowing that you need, you deserve, and you require rest. Unfortunately, in this hustle and bustle world, we as women have gotten into this place where we feel like we need to earn our rest. We don't deserve rest unless we've completed a list of tasks or unless other people are also resting or someone tells us we get to rest. Like our boss gives us a vacation or our husband or mom says you need to rest. We oftentimes have a hard time regulating that for ourselves out of guilt or just out of not being aware enough, not being in tune with ourselves and knowing what we need and feeling the genuine right to do it without having to explain, without having to feel bad about it. Knowing that this is something that helps us be who we're supposed to be as a feminine woman. So I want to remind you today that you do not have to live your life with this notion that you have to always be productive. You have to hustle. You have to work until you drop. You have to earn the right to rest. You don't, my feminine woman. You deserve rest. It's actually something that was built into creation by God Himself. He gave us an entire day of rest because we need it. And if God demanded that we rest, it's because He knows we need it. He made us. And it's part of how you become rejuvenated and you are able to live your life fully. So I want you to go ahead and sit back, relax, get something to drink and something to write with, because we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to relax as a feminine woman. Now, depending on what kind of culture you were brought up in, what kind of home environment you were raised in, you may have been made to feel like if you relax, you're doing something wrong. You may have been one of those ladies that grew up in a home where if your mom or dad came home and you were relaxing, you got in trouble. You felt like you had to get up as soon as you heard the garage door open and start pretending like you're doing something. You may have even move that over to your relationship in your marriage, where when your husband comes home, you have to look like you're busy, or else you're going to feel bad and guilty that he may think that you're doing nothing, as if doing nothing is wrong, is a sin, is a crime. It's not. Now, when it comes to relaxing, many women just have a hard time turning it off. You may have the personality where you're just more of a type A kind of personality. You're just always a go-getter. You're doing things. You have to get things done. You can't relax until everything is finished. And even then, you're going to find more things to do. Like you're a perfectionist to the max. And although those traits are great and they're appropriate in certain seasons, there's a time for everything. And a time for relaxation is needed. In terms of your femininity and living in your womanhood, it's important to remember that you're not the same as a man. Although men also do need relaxation, we all do as humans. As a woman, relaxing is part of your nature. It's part of what helps your environment to blossom. When they see that you know how to relax, you know how to just sit back, you know how to shut up. You know how to just take things in and not always have an opinion and something to say and an argument to have. Like, you know how to just be there, taking it in. Women tend to be very giving. Our nature is to give and make sure everyone's okay and taken care of. And men are not like that so much. You know, men kind of have to learn to be that way. But naturally, men can be extremely selfish. So with that, it's one of those things where we have to tell ourselves, like, look, we're not the same as men. That's what femininity is all about. You recognizing the difference between you and your husband. You're not the same. Men can sometimes be very inconsiderate, where there's only a little bit of something to eat for lunch and they eat the whole thing and they don't think, oh, well, my wife might be hungry. Maybe I should save her a little bit. No, they'll just eat all of it. And you'll come down, you'll look in the fridge and say, you couldn't even leave me a little bit. That's a very normal thing, which I think is why in the Bible, God told husbands that you need to love your wife as you love like your own body, because God knows men are going to take care of themselves. That's a given. So take care of her the same way you take care of you. So we as women are naturally going to be on and thinking about other people and making sure everyone has what they need. But what about you? You need to relax as well. You need to build that into your life. So what does that look like? Well, it can look like you actually taking time to build in seasons and times and moments of relaxation. Oftentimes it's not going to just come to you. You may end up getting super burned out or in a state where you are forced to relax. God forbid you get ill or anything like that where you don't even have a choice. You want to build it into your life. So that can look like you having on your calendar 1 day a week where you give yourself enough time, 2 hours of just relaxing, going somewhere, taking something in, doing something you love. It can be every day. You can say every morning, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of sleep. I'm going to wake up a little bit earlier, or I'm going to stay up a little bit later than everyone else. And I'm going to just have this me time to relax, whatever that looks like for you. Even if you're working inside your home, have a set vacation, have a set time where you say, I'm going to take this time off, whether it's vacation time or PTO. Don't make them force you to take a vacation. There are some people who will not even touch their vacation days. And it's like, why? These big companies, they don't care about you. As soon as something happens to you, your job description will be on the website the next day. Like, you're just a person to them. Take your vacation time, take your PTO time. And one of the most important aspects of learning how to relax is not just projecting, okay, I'm going to take this time off every year or every week or every day, but also knowing what to take off of your list. You may just have too much going on in your life. You're just too busy. And that can look different for everyone. For one person, having 5 things to do in a day is totally normal. For someone else, even having one thing to do feels stressful. Like, I have to do this one extra thing. You may not have to. Even the things that you think you have to do, you don't have to. I remember when my son was younger, he was like, I don't know, maybe 8 months, 9 months old. I felt like I had to take him to all of these indoor playgrounds and to outdoor playgrounds and to bouncy houses and all of these things during the week. Like, every day we had to be out at Mommy and Me or something. And I really felt like I had to do this. Like, this is me being a good mom. This is me making sure that he's always entertained and he has what he needs all the time. But in reality, that's not true. I was stressing myself out by burning myself out. I was spending a lot of money that I did not need to spend when I could have used that energy to look up things that I can do in the home with him. Maybe spend some more quiet time, some more downtime with him. And I started doing that, and he actually enjoys that even more. I have to force him out of the house now. Now, he loves being outside. Like, that is, once he's out, he's out. But it was the same for him in terms of the value he was getting. He enjoyed time in and he enjoyed time out. I didn't need to force myself to do something every single day. So sometimes you do think that something is necessary and it's actually not. It can be very difficult for you to relax. If you, let's say, get a day where you have a 6-hour break and your kids are with their grandparents and you can just relax and you have all these things that you want to do, but you're at home. So as soon as you get into your bed and you're about to watch your show or do whatever, you look around and it's like, oh, it's so messy in here. And the phone rings and your doctor's scheduling an appointment. And then you think, oh no, those flowers are going bad. I have to take them out. And then you remember the thing you have to do outside. And then it's like all of your time just got wasted doing all this stuff when it was a day for you to actually relax and do nothing. That can happen when you stay home. For some of you, you may have a certain sanctuary or a certain part of your home that is just like total bliss. You have a sauna or you have a special room and you really can relax there. But for most of us, that's not the case. And so you probably should leave your house, go to a park, go to a coffee shop, and be there instead. And I know oftentimes when we think of relaxing, we think of maybe, like I said, sitting in bed and watching a movie or a show and just eating something really tasty. And for some of you, you may do this like every day. This might be what you do when your kids are finally asleep or when you get home from work. This is how you relax. But sometimes those things can also be stressful. And you have to watch out for that. If you play a certain sport or if you go to like a Pilates class or if you're doing these things that are supposed to be relaxing for you, but they end up feeling like another thing you have to do, then it's like needing a vacation from a vacation. You don't get that same joy that you used to once get from it. And that's a clear sign that this is now becoming a stressor, an obligation. This is no longer relaxing. And you have to take that into accountability. There will be different seasons and times in your life for different things, and sometimes things need to go. It's also important that you're careful when you're relaxing, when you're having that relaxation time, that you don't do things that are going to cause you to feel stressed. For example, you might be the kind of woman who relaxes by going on her phone and scrolling. So it's late at night. This is your 2 hours of relaxation time where you don't do any chores and you don't do anything that's going to bring you stress. You just go and scroll. But as you're scrolling, you may end up running into something like a video or information or a comment that pisses you off. That just makes you so angry or makes you sad. Or you may end up seeing something that you wish you had, and now you're feeling feelings of jealousy, and you've just lost your relaxation time. Some of you ladies may even like watch the news, which I don't watch, but some people, that's like their relaxation time, especially older women like to watch the daily news, and it's full of negativity. So even though it's your downtime of relaxation, you're taking in poison, and it ends up not being restful and as meditative as it should have been. But those are just some things for those situations that can come up when you're relaxing. The biggest point that I'm trying to stress here is that you need to relax, and you need to know that relaxing is part of your nature and not feel bad about relaxing. Not let other women who are jealous, who don't know how to relax themselves, who are always stressed, to get you to feel like you're doing something wrong, like you're some princess, you're some prima donna because you want to relax, or because you can't make a certain party or a certain thing and you don't give them the reason why. Your reason is because it's your relaxing day. You don't have to give a reason why. And if you choose to tell certain people like your sister or your mom, well, I would love to come, but this is my relaxing day, because you're sharing with them, they may try to make you feel bad about that. So you don't have to always share what you're doing. You can mark your calendar as busy because it's for you. Some things that you can do to help you to relax are, for one, like schedule massages. This is another thing that I don't think women take enough advantage of and only save for special occasions. You can actually get massage packages at certain places where you can have a massage once a month and it's scheduled. I know when I was working as a psychologist, almost all the psychologists that I worked with had one of these packages going. Like, they insisted this is part of their care because our jobs are so intense. They needed to relax. And so they paid for this very expensive package that was rejuvenating for them. And I thought, this is great. I didn't realize that people were doing this, but you don't realize that everyone lives a very different life. You would be surprised at what people actually do until you connect with people who are on that same page. And you may hear someone say something and think it's outrageous, but it's truly a different way of living that may be beneficial for you to explore. You don't have to get massages at the most expensive hotel in town. You don't need to do that. It's not necessary. You can go for a place that's like pretty reasonable and just get them routine and try to find the best therapist to work on you. Okay, it's not necessarily about the place, but for some of you, it could be about the place too. right? So depending on what you prioritize in this season of your life. It's also nice to take like mini local vacations. So if you and your husband want to just go down the street, like to a hotel or somewhere that's like 10 miles away. Some people don't ever relax on vacations or go anywhere because it's too expensive. It's too much planning. And all of it is up here. It can be just as expensive to go to a hotel down the street than to travel across the country, depending on where you stay, how much you spend, where you're eating, what activities you're doing. Everything adds up. If you plan and you think about how you're going to accomplish something, you will find that you can do much more than you're actually doing. So think about that. Maybe just do a weekend trip somewhere every 2-3 months and spend some time with your loved one and relax together. Or you may want to do a solo. If you're a single woman and you enjoy that time alone, check into a hotel, a really cute boutique hotel, and stay there. Go to the pool, enjoy yourself, somewhere that's local and fun. You do not have to always be with someone, but if you are married and you do things together in that way, it is nice for you to just do some research and find some things that are local and experience them like a tourist. You can also journal, right? Journaling is very relaxing. If you're having that quiet time, spending time in your thoughts and getting things out of your mind. Oftentimes it's hard to relax because you cannot shut your mind off. You are always thinking. Taking that and putting it on paper is super relaxing. The most relaxing thing for me to do is to listen to relaxing music, like worship music, and spending time with God. Whether I'm journaling with God, whether I'm praying, reading the Bible. Reading the Bible for me is the most relaxing thing for me. After I'm out of that space, I just glow different. I feel different. Whoever I'm interacting with can tell, like, okay, something has shifted because the presence of God brings that. So relaxing is super beautiful if you incorporate God with that time, however you can. For some people, it's taking a warm bath or a warm shower with nice smelling soaps and lotions and not having to like rush out of the bathroom and deal with some screaming kids or a nagging husband, right? It's more of that curated time where you have an entire hour to do a whole skincare routine. For some of you, putting on your makeup is super relaxing, or doing something like grooming, plucking your eyebrows, or doing your nails is very relaxing for you. For me, it's really relaxing just to have like a fresh, glowy face and some really nice perfume and sitting on my bed and reading a book. Like that feels so good with the candle burning. Just the ambiance that I'm creating gives me a sense of relaxation. And I very much value that time. It's not a take it or leave it. Like this is time I must have to rejuvenate and feel better and be better at whatever else I'm doing in my life. For some of you, it's exercise. Exercise is so good if you have a lot of stress and you need to relax. Going for a run, lifting some weights, just getting your body moving can be very relaxing, depending on, just yourself and what you need. And of course, there's sex. If you're married, having sex can be very relaxing. For some people, it can be very stressful, but for other people, it can be very relaxing. And it's a good way of just allowing your body to release and feel love and warmth and connection. And that can be rejuvenating for your spirit, for your marriage, and for your body. Just know not to push yourself too much when you can't go anymore. Like in life, as you're moving, you can feel it in your body. You can feel it in your mind when you are just doing too much, when you need a break. I don't want you to have to get to that point before you decide I need to relax. Relaxing is a mental thing first. You need to know that you're going to need it and schedule it in. And as things come up, take what you need. There are some days where I really just want to be in quiet mode, relax mode. And I don't talk a lot on those days on purpose. Like I tell myself, I'm chilling today. Like I'm not going to be running my mouth, answering every question. Like I'm just going through my day being really silent, but not silent in like, oh, Michelle, what's wrong with you? But more so just like, I'm just here. I'm smiling still at my son. I'm smiling. My husband says something that I would normally react to. I'm just like, okay. That helps me too to relax. Like, I'm not in a mode where I'm answering a bunch of text messages, I'm answering phone calls. That day, I'm deciding I'm not doing any of that. I'm really just going to take it easy on my mind, on my mouth, on my fingers, and relax. And again, you may feel like this is not possible. Like, your life is just too busy. You have too many responsibilities. It's such a luxury, but really it is something that you need to take by force. You need to make it just as important as everything else you're doing. And again, yes, it may require some sacrifice, but what it usually does require is you asking for some help. If you are a busy mom, if you're a single mom, and you have all these kids and all these bills and you're working all the time, you're like, when am I going to relax? As soon as I sit, I sleep because I'm so tired. And I commend you for all that you are doing. But you may need to start asking for help, asking your sister that you trust or your mom to take your kids just for 1 weekend a month for 4 hours so you can relax. It's going to take some humility and some sacrifice on your part, but it's important. You're not an island. We're a community and we're supposed to help one another, be there for one another. It's not until oftentimes women get sick that other people will start asking, why didn't you ask me for help? Like, do you need anything? I'm here for you. Oftentimes people are offering things to you and you're not even realizing. You're just saying, no, it's okay. I don't need it. Oh no, I'll be fine. Oh no, I got it. Oh no, I can do it. Instead of receiving the help that was sent to you from God. Like, God put it on this person's heart to even ask you because you need it, but you still say no. Those things happen a lot. And that masculine energy that you are running on all the time is so apparent to other people that oftentimes, because you don't know how to relax, people can't relax around you either. Your energy just makes them feel anxious or makes them feel like it's just heavy. It's just a lot because you bring all of that with you everywhere you go. Learn how to relax for yourself and for those who love you because they want to see you lighter as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this conversation. As a feminine woman, relaxing is one of the most important parts of your femininity. And I hope that you realize that and you take that into account. Take a look at your life and start figuring out where you can cut back, how you can relax, how you can build it in. And remember, it is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Just want to mention that my fragrance line, Fine Forever, is doing a promotion right now where you can get 50% off of your purchase. So if you have been wanting to restock on your fragrances, if you're just someone who enjoys exploring different feminine fragrances, or you want to buy one for Mother's Day for your mom or a friend, this is a perfect time because it is 50% off, which is super generous. And I'm hoping that it'll be a blessing to you and those whom you love. So visit fineforever.com and take a look around and pick up a feminine fragrance. And for those of you who do not know, I have a podcast called The Dr. Daf Show on all podcast platforms. Take a look because on my podcast, I go into feminine things a lot deeper than I do here on YouTube. And I have a lot more content. So I know I'm here, I'm kind of popping in when I can, but over there, I usually try to upload at least 2 to 3 times a week. So you're getting way more content than you would here on YouTube. So if you enjoy these kinds of conversations, then visit my podcast, The Dr. Daf Show, and take a look around. I hope you find something to listen to that you enjoy. Until next time, my loves, remember that in all things you do, make a feminine impression. Bye-bye.